Well, we're checking in with the Allen County Museum, and they've been found out about some cuts, so we're going to learn more about that. Telling us today about it is the director of Allen County Museum, of course, Christine Shearer, and thanks for coming today.
Yes, thanks for having me again.
Okay, so most of the time we have like exciting news and exhibits, which we do have that.
Yes, we do.
But we need to start first, so we know we've heard about these cuts from the government with DOGE and things like that.
Yes.
It has now trickled down, and we're hearing about how some of these cuts are affecting things locally, and the museum is one of them. Tell us about it.
So we had a grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities for our HVAC upgrades and repairs, which was the seed money for us to raise the rest of the money that we needed to have that happen. And it was canceled, terminated, however word you want to use, on Thursday last week. So that money is no longer available, which means we have to kind of go back to scratch and start over again. And the nice thing about the federal granting agencies is that they fund the bigger projects that locally we can't raise money for, and also the projects that people don't really hear about a lot. Like, you know, because
like, who wants to hear about you need a new air conditioning unit?
Exactly.
We want to see the museum and the exhibits
and so it's a good way for us to get the money to then raise more money or to actually get a project done that normally would be an expensive project. The government, federal agencies kind of help with that. So we are seeing an effect of that. We are also going to be affected by the cuts to the Ohio Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities, because they will not be offering grants for a while. And so in the last 4 years, we've had quite a few grants from both of those agencies. And so now we have to make up that difference.
Okay. And like, what kind of grants were those that you were able to use them for? Different things?
One of them is, some of them are planning. The Ohio Humanities Council is usually for exhibits and stuff and programming and educational things. So that's going to affect that. Museums all over the world, all over the nation are facing this. We consider ourselves caregivers of our collections, and we consider ourselves sort of the cultural pulse of our communities, and we offer education and just a nice place to go and kind of, learn and explore and have some nice time. So, I mean, we're not going to change that necessarily. It's just we have to kind of come up with a plan B.
Okay, all right. And speaking of plan B, I mean, it was $350,000. That was a nice chunk.
Yes.
So, and we're hearing about these cuts. Is there anything we can do? I mean, could we call congressman, phone somebody?
Yes,
I mean, what is it that,
you should definitely, if you really feel that it's imperative that, nonprofit organizations still get funding. You can totally call your congressman. You can send letters. You can go to the American Alliance of Museums or even the American Association of State and Local History websites. They have all kinds of advocacy tools that are there for you. You could call me. I will share information with you. I've been doing advocacy for museums for 20 years. So.
Is this like one of the biggest hits you've seen across board or whatever?
Yes, not necessarily entirely a surprise, but a huge disappointment, I guess is how I would put it. We kind of started making plans a few months ago that we might have to change some things. Unfortunately, the HVAC is a serious issue that can't be ignored, and so we have to figure out how we're going to fund it. Yes.
Yeah, because we're like, well, okay, so the museum's hot. That's not a good thing for
That's not a good thing for the collections.
Right,
no,
exactly. That's why it's so important.
Right, and we have 280,000 objects that we care for, and it is the history of Allen County, and we consider that a really important job of ours, and so to continue that in the way that we should, we need to fix things. So.
Exactly, all right. Okay, sad news there. So, all right. So, but we can help out. You can contact you, and the stuff is on the screen. Okay. But you're trying to move on, and we've got things happening. In fact, there's a mother-daughter tea coming up in May.
There's a mother-daughter tea. It is May 3rd. It will be held at the McDonald House. We have sold 29 of the 40 tickets, so there's only 11 left.
Okay.
It's $35 a person, and we've done that. We did it last year. It was a great event. There will be a program in addition to the tea itself. And we started getting people asking about it all the way back in January.
Oh, very good. So it's popular. So hurry up and snatch those tickets up.
Yes.
Okay. And another exhibit is coming up. You're kind of getting ready for it. It'll open up May 10th and run through this part of the summer.
Yes. It's called From Fields to Facades. It's Ohio Landscapes. It is artists from Ohio who kind of depict the landscape and the changing areas of Ohio, from rural areas to urban areas. It's a very nice exhibit. It is a cheerful exhibit again. Apparently this year's the cheerful year. And it will really, we'll have some of the artists here for the opening, and it's scenes that people will recognize and maybe feel some affinity for.
Yeah, some connection and stuff like that. Okay, so that'll open up May 10th. Like you said, things will happen during it, and that's till July 27th. And real quick, I forgot, you did say there was good news. You did get a grant?
I didn't get a grant. We did have a good review of one of our grants today. So we will know about that later. But so yeah, so at least
trying different areas, trying different things, right?
There is actually something. Okay. So yeah, it was it was a much better morning this morning.
Okay, very good. Well, Christine, thank you for coming today, explaining it all, because it can be complicated and people don't understand, but you know, now we know. So thanks for coming.
All right, thank you.
All right, don't go away. We'll look at the weather forecast next.